Alright, so we're doing a full self-drive in a Model Y Performance. As you can see, I'm not really steering. Well, I'm not steering at the moment, actually. That was pretty cool. So we'll let the car drive through pretty much Parramatta. I'll probably make it go towards home. And then through some maybe roundabout bits, because from memory, this version of FSD, which is version 13, not 14 as we get, as the guys in the States get, is a little bit confused with roundabouts or whatnot. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Also, I'm testing it because I just want to see how it goes in like traffic. That's why we're going through pretty much Parramatta, and also the route that I tend to take to work, which is basically towards the city. Now, we don't really have much time to drive into the city. It'll probably be like, you know, a 45-minute trip one way. We've only got the car pretty much for 45 minutes, an hour before I have to get it back to Tesla. So yeah, so this will be a quick and dirty review. I am really liking this. This is kind of, now that light strip looks like it is more lined up than what it was before. So because this is built in Berlin as opposed to the Shanghai version that we got for the rear wheel drive and the all-wheel drive long range of the Model Y Juniper. So yeah, so this is looking like a pretty decent build. I'm liking the seat because you can act with a toggle of a button. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't touch that. With a toggle of switch, you can actually get this to adjust out. So I didn't really adjust this because I've got short legs, but maybe I should. There we go. And we're just traveling. The variant that I have has got the white interior. It actually does have the nice comfy performance seats, heated and cooled seats too. You can see here, there's a button here. There it is. It's on cool mode at the moment, so there's a little bit of a wispy air flying up my back. Currently got it on air conditioning, and we'll just see how much of a full self-drive this can do. So haven't touched anything just yet. I'm just letting it drive. If I do need to take over, I will let you know. Probably should clean the windscreen. And there's a car coming. Let's see if it handles it okay. I'm not touching it. Changes lanes. There's no one next to me, so there we go. Will it change back? Yes, it does. So that is pretty cool. And now I'm going to clean my windscreen. There we go. And it slows down for the lights. I have to say it's very quiet in here compared to my old Model 3. She's a goer, but she is starting to show her age. Now I know that it's now
in 200 meters, turn left onto James Roos Drive.
It's now 2026. A 2020 car isn't really that old because you know people in Australia tend to keep cars for
turn left onto James Roos
8
Drive.
to 10 years if they're a good car and they haven't had any major mechanical problems. Me personally, I've kept my dailies maybe a couple of years to maybe 3, even 4 years, but on average it hasn't been that much. Before I yabber on, still no hands. We'll see how it handles this. So there's no cars here. It's handling it okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, so I was saying, yeah, usually keep the cars for a couple of years, but with me looking to get one of these, I'll probably keep one of these for 5 years. So yeah, that's why it makes a bit of sense to get a performance, so at least that way it doesn't lose too much value.
Meters, keep right to stay on James Roos Drive
Via depreciation. So yeah, just driving along.
Now keep right to stay on James Roos Drive.
So last time I did this route, I was actually made sure that
bear left onto Kissing Point Road.
no, I
exit.
actually drove
Then stay
my
straight
old
to take
Everest
the
on it
Kissing Point Road
for its
exit
for
slip
sale
road.
video. The full loop actually takes probably just over an hour, especially with traffic conditions or whatnot. And yeah, also the interesting thing was that with the enhanced autopilot, it would get really confused at like
Now bear
these
left onto
junctions or
Kissing Point
whatnot.
Road exit.
At this point in time, still no intervention or whatnot. It's taken the correct lanes, no
Now
issues
stay
or
straight to
whatnot.
take the Kissing Point Road
I
exit slip
haven't
road.
really had to
In
stick my
200
foot
meters, turn right onto
onto the
Kissing Point
accelerator
Road.
and be worried about things. So
Now
yeah,
turn right onto
it's
Kissing
been
Point Road.
pretty good, pretty good. Oh, there we go. That's decent. Let's see how it handles a truck here. Alright, let's see how it handles this thing. I haven't taken over, I just put my hand on the wheel just slightly. It's taken the middle, not too bad, but that was okay. Still staying on the right, so that's fine. I wonder if it'll let me. Oh, there's Rainbow Road. Got to turn on the Rainbow Road. There we go. Got the Rainbow Roads. Much more visible, as you can see there. Much more visible compared to the enhanced autopilot version, which spent a lot of time on the turn assist version. Okay, let's see if we can put in a stop. Meriton Street would be better. There's the first thing that wanted to ask me about if I was still alive and touched the wheel. There we go, Gladesville. So it does want me to touch the wheel, so that's not too bad.
In 300 meters,
There we go.
make a right U-turn at Quarry Road to stay on
Right
Kissing
on
Point
me,
Road.
yeah. I might take over here because I do want to keep on going straight. Oh, sorry. That was pretty cool though. I might take over for a little bit.
Now turn right onto Silverwater Road.
The only problem with Tesla is that you can't really put on alternative routes at the moment.
Now turn right to stay on Kissing Point Road.
It's really locked into the destination that it wants to go. So, yeah, but that's okay, you know, it happens. But
in 300 meters, turn left onto King Street.
All right, there we go. Back onto FSD. All right, let's see how it handles this thing here. There we go. Oh, look at that, nice and clean. It's a little bit lost on the... Come on. Now you want to change. You want to change before the car comes. There it is. There we go. And then Tesla Parramatta. There we go. Got an entire route all planned out. Awesome.
In 200 meters, turn left onto Victoria Road.
Okay, so it saw the cars here and it cancelled itself. So now it's going into the left lane.
Now turn left onto Victoria Road.
And going on Victoria Road. So this is the route I start taking in the morning. It's not too bad or whatnot, but as soon as you get into Victoria Road, especially at around about even 7 a.m, it gets a wee bit congested. We'll film a bit of Victoria Road as we go along, but then I probably need to charge the battery, so that's all right. So that handled pretty damn well. Staying on the left, which is the bus lane in the morning, but we're able to stay in this lane, but I might get it to change to the next lane, so that's all right. So this bit here, we're coming up to pretty much the main congestion point, which is pretty much, well, one of the main congestion points that will be on this trip is West Ryde. Normally in the morning, traffic is pretty banked up here, and it becomes pretty much a stop-start type of dealio. With also, you know, as you can see, big trucks here or whatnot. The big issue that we have here is the fact that it's got these traffic islands, and the low ones are okay, but on enhanced autopilot it seems to struggle when it's navigating here, especially when you get to the really high one, which is probably another roughly just past the 7-Eleven. So we'll record that bit, and then we'll come back when I'm heading into Putney. So I've just got my hand here ready to take over, because I'm not too sure how it's going to react, because I think that's probably a bit of PTSD from enhanced autopilot, where it really just struggles to figure out what's going on the road. Well, in this section of road here sometimes. Alright, here we go. This is what I was talking about, this bit here. In autopilot, it really gets up close there where it really wants to scrape up against that really high island barrier. Whereas here, it seems to handle it okay. So I guess that's a pass. So yeah, awesome. Also, this petrol station always has a queue going into it, because I think they're the cheapest one in the area, which is great, because sometimes you see petrol at around about over $2. When I say that, that's pretty much premium. Premium 98, not the cheaper 91. Even the 94 is a little bit expensive sometimes. Also, the screen, it's much more higher res than the old old one that I have. Normally you don't see all this traffic here or whatnot, which is pretty damn cool. And also it does really define where the road is, as opposed to the one I have, which really struggles to show everything on the road. Oh, that was pretty good. Normally I feel like I'm going to be about to be jumping that bit of road there, so handled that really nicely. Alright, there's another traffic island here, and also this bit of the road here. Sometimes enhanced autopilot gets lost here because it doesn't seem to know where the road is or whatnot, and normally I'd have to take over there. There I didn't have to. Here is the other section where I get a little bit worried. It's actually slowing down, which is great. Normally I feel like the car gets too close there, and you can even actually see that there's marks from other cars that would run into that barrier there. Alright, so this is the set of roundabouts, so I really want to try it out. So we're near the Royal Rehab in Ryde. Oh, now, there we go. That's it got lost there. I didn't touch it or anything like that, but it got kind of stuck 3/4 of the way around. All right, here's the next roundabout that I wanted to test out. Hope there's no one next to me, so that's okay. Oh, got a little bit stuck, so that's okay. We made it around. And
Now
last, third roundabout, that we hope that it doesn't get stuck on. Little bit. Oh, there we go. Got stuck. I'm pushing it forward. Yep. All right. So roundabouts, not so great. We'll see how it manages this larger roundabout. This one's not too bad. I might. Oh, there we go. It got lost. I had to take over because there's people in the roundabout. We'll re-engage again. So yeah, roundabouts need a bit of work. Maybe a lot of work, but overall, the FSD has been good, except for roundabouts. Look, to be honest, on enhanced autopilot, it's getting low. I don't want it to go that way. All right, we want it to go straight.
In 200 meters, enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
Okay, we're back on FSD again. All right, so there's a roundabout coming up here. I'm hoping that it doesn't have any issues. It should be fine because we are turning left.
Now enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
But we'll see. All right, here we go. Turning on the roundabout. The thing I like about FSD over enhanced autopilot,
in 200 meters, turn right onto Constitution Road.
It doesn't feel anxious. Now I don't know why I turned on the indicator there, but this is where you take the indicator, buddy.
Now turn right onto Constitution Road.
Now it'll be interesting to see how it navigates these lights. It did well before, but oh, there we go. Much better than the roundabout. So this back route has a fair few roundabouts.
In 200 meters, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
I've only had to interfere at that roundabout, but we'll see how we go. So there's a couple more that I really wanted to test out. That's why we're going this way.
Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Now, one thing that you've noticed is that I haven't actually... there's some hesitancy. There we go. I haven't had to adjust the speed or anything like that going around. So
now turn left onto
yes, I haven't had to really adjust any speed or anything. Sure, maybe I had to stab the accelerator just to get it around the roundabout, but other than that, it's been fine. Okay, so it recognizes it's a left turn. Awesome. All right, there's some work around here, so we'll see. There we go. Oh, this is the next roundabout I wanted it to try. So
now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Yep, second exit. So it's going to be turning right. Let's see if it gets stuck. I've got my hands ready to take over. Oh, here we go. Feels like it's kind of not getting there around there. There
now
we go.
bear right onto
Backstreets. Oh, there we go. I had to take over there. That's all right. So yeah, roundabouts are a bit of an issue, but That's livable.
Now enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
Okay. I'm sure it'll also have a bit of an issue with this one. So just
Now
really
turn back
roundabouts,
onto
really.
Constitution Road West.
On our way back to Tesla in Parramatta now. Just went down Victoria Road again. Funny enough, there was a couple of instances where it just really slowed down for no reason. It just felt like that it didn't recognize the actual traffic light, sorry, the speed zone or whatnot. There was a section there which was a 70 zone and it was treating it like a 40k zone. So I'm not too sure what it was doing there, but you know, that was just a little bit weird. Oh, got a little bit lost there. That's okay. I get lost there too sometimes. It's okay, car. I forgive you. Thoughts on FSD? I have to say it's much more improved over enhanced autopilot, especially in Australia, where I feel like that there's still a fair bit of work that they need to do to the model. There's a fair few bugs still with EAP that they didn't really resolve. Obviously those bugs are fixed in version 13 or now FSD. We are one day going to get version 14, which is currently in the US, which is said that it's meant to be better than version 13. I guess if it handles roundabouts a bit better, it might be, but I think, you know, there's still a bit of room for improvement in regards to FSD, especially with the version that we have here. Now, are you going to turn right? No, left? Yes, you are, just a little bit slowly. So yeah, there's still a little bit of hesitancy or whatnot, especially if you take it to, like, let's say back roads here and everything. Like for example, that turn there would have been best if you were going into the right lane already, as opposed to just hanging out in the left lane, especially that it could actually see that there was a car stopped or whatnot. Gonna be interesting here. There's no actual lane markings here, so I wonder what it's gonna do here. It's just keeping to the left. Now that's great, but if there's any cars parked on the left there, that's going to be a bit of an issue. But luckily there isn't, so it's just taking up the center lane. Oh, center of the lane. Oh, I didn't really get to test speed bumps, which is cool. It's actually slowed down for him. So we're going to be back in Tesla in 7 minutes. So yeah, no, that was really interesting. I am impressed. Also performance-wise, while I was off camera, I did get to test out the acceleration of this thing, and for an SUV, it's pretty damn quick. So yeah. Oh, here we go. I don't know why it's slowing down, but that's weird. Luckily there's no one behind me. Down Hassel Street. Okay, I might take over. It seems a little bit lost. Not too sure why I wanted to turn there, but okay. This is where you want it to turn. Okay, let it take over again. Turn, 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 turn. What I did notice with this is that it would when it takes a turn, it actually tries to go into the middle as opposed to kind of keeping within its lane, which I guess is okay, but also at the same time, for a two-laner like that, it kind of confuses the drivers around you what your intent is or whatnot. So I guess that's something that needs to be fixed. Now, it's taking me back onto Church Street, which I don't want. So what I'll do is that before I get to Church Street, I'll take over. I'm back in the Model 3. Apologies, I did run out of battery while I was heading back to Tesla. Just what I was saying was that basically it's just taking me a bit of a weird direction to go back to Tesla. It should have taken me through a few back streets as opposed to trying to make a U-turn on Church Street, which is next to impossible. Plus also U-turns are a little bit of an issue here in Sydney, where it's mostly illegal unless it's signed. So I took it around the back. Now, final thoughts on FSD after that really quick drive. I am really impressed. Now, if you can see, this is a hardware 3 version, so I've only really got enhanced autopilot or whatnot. And even though I've turned off all the things here, like lane changes are disabled, exit passing lane, lane change required confirmation and notifications, it still does it automatically, which is just really weird. Anyway, so with enhanced autopilot on hardware 3, it's great. It's better than most of the driving assists that you would get in market for any vehicle to date. Like I had a Ford Everest before this, and also I've kind of got a Mustang. Their lane keeping ability is a little bit questionable in regards to, like, you know, active cruise control and whatnot. It tends to ping pong. You notice it, but then you get used to it. But if you compare it to what Tesla has, even on the hardware 3s for enhanced autopilot, it's miles ahead. Now, if you compare that with FSD version 13, which is what we have in Australia, it's a whole other league or whatnot. And you could see that basically the car was driving itself. I'd say probably 95% of the time. That 5% was through the roundabouts or whatnot. And also a few issues with backstreets and everything, because I don't think that they've probably mapped them properly or whatnot. I'm not too sure, but I guess the more people drive on those streets, hopefully the better it'll get. And also, you know, if version 14 ever comes out this year, I'm hoping that it's an even better experience, because you can see that with the major step changes in enhanced autopilot and also FSD, there are a fair few changes. Other thoughts? Is it worth it if you can get the full subscription? If you drive a lot and you have to deal with traffic quite a fair bit, I would really suggest that you would go with the FSD full purchase if you can. But even so, if you can only just get the monthly subscription or whatnot, and you know, you do drive into town or to work or whatnot, it's just one less headache, and it does leave you really less stressed throughout your entire trip, and feeling a bit more refreshed when you get to work or whatnot. Even on long drives, I can imagine that it would be heaps better, especially on long trips or whatnot, because there is a fair bit of brain fade that happens. But if FSD version 13 performed as well as it did just on roadways that we took it on just before, I think it's going to be even better on the highways. So yeah, so just to wrap it up, Model Y performance, amazing. Even more amazing is if you pair it up with FSD. Basically, it covers all the use cases. If you're a single car family or whatnot, it's got the space, it's got the performance for a weekender, for those fun little back road jaunts, and then when you're done, you can tell pretty much car to drive you home. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.